Hello! I've had so many thoughts today over what I could make a video about. And now I get to making the video. All those thoughts seem to be like whispers. You know the whisper thoughts that's really good when they're in your head, but if you don't capture them and write them down or run with them, they fly away. I have lots of those thoughts. But then I have my fanfiction worlds. Well, I call them fanfiction worlds. They're actually just fantasy worlds. I have hundreds of fantasy worlds in my head, and it varies over what fantasy world I'm living in at the moment. I mean, currently, I'm living largely in a supernatural universe that's mainly fanfiction based. Fanfiction I've invented in my head, but the scene and the storyline is so set in my head that it's like, that's really happening, isn't it? It's just odd. I'm not sure if other people ever have that happen to them, but I find it odd. I find it thoroughly amusing too. It's great fun, but at the same time it's like, I really shouldn't be thinking like this quite as much as I am. I can't actually remember. It's one thing that does stay in all of my fantasy worlds is that I fall between universes. Like, this is my home universe, the one I live in now, the one that you're watching this video in. That's my home universe, but then I fall between them. And if I get knocked out or killed in one universe that's not this universe, in this universe if I get killed, I get killed. But if I'm in one of these fantasy world universes, I just go to another one. If I get knocked out, the same thing happens. If I fall asleep, I will stay in that universe as long as it's a natural sleep. If someone drugged me into falling asleep, I will disappear to a different universe. And I really enjoy this. This is just how I am in my mind when I'm going to these fantasy worlds. I can't get killed permanently because I just change universes. I can summon people between universes, though I tend to keep them in like that version of the multiverse. Like if it's a supernatural fantasy universe I've fallen into, then I can summon them from the canon universe or from the various fanfictions I've read from, and we can have a lot of confusion in there. It is generally just a lot of confusion. We don't know what's happening, but I'm having lots of fun because I've summoned about 7 different teams to have an argument. That one's always hilarious to imagine. And I really enjoy doing this. And I think it's probably a really weird thing to do, because it's like, I don't just have a fantasy world that I've invented with Clampoobos and Tropicats and Oogie Woogies and all of those. I have fantasy worlds that I fall between in my head. I love it. I want to know how other people imagine going to different worlds, because I would love to hear about it. It's quite amusing. But at the same time, it's a coping mechanism. It's I don't like the world at the moment, I don't like my life at the moment, I'm going to go and be a superhero in this universe, where I can handle a gun, happily, and shoot people with it. No, that got dark. But then again. Anyway, that's all for today. Bye!